what up, Millies?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
What is going on today?
How y'all been out there? Hope everyone having a blessed weekend.
Right. So, yeah, topics for today, y'all. We really don't have any certain topics, but we're just gonna, vibe with y'all about some things, that's going on and whatnot. And, always, like we always tell y'all, take it or believe it or not, do your own research, like always.
So today, I want to talk about generational curses.
All right. Y'all hear that? Generational curses. We got a topic. Wait.
And by generational curses, I mean generational, like your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, like generational curses.
Okay.
And how you can break them, even if it's addictions, because addictions is one that a lot of families have, and you don't really see them being broken, and that's I feel like that's one of the easiest things to be broken because like, no offense to nobody who drink or do any drugs or whatever, but like drugs don't have no benefits behind them. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going here? Like, and that's been a generational curse that has been passed down and passed down and passed down, and it's just like, like you gotta, the curse gotta stop at some point. Like, somebody has to break the generational curse so that our kids and grandkids and stuff ain't gonna be alcohol or drug addicts.
Just to touch on that, just for example, think about the finances. That is another generational a generational curse that's a barrier to our, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand that we, as a culture, have probably the less financial education or even involvement, right? So, I mean, that's another one we have to break. You know what I'm saying? And the religion and religious barriers and spiritual barriers we have to break. The paganism and systematic things that's in place to kind of keep us down. We got to break all those. You know what I'm saying? It is so many.
It is. It's a lot. And it's a lot on us because it's a lot of things that we have to break. Like,
yes.
I was reading something last night that was saying, I think it was Gary Vee. He was saying how going to college is like a waste of time and a waste of money. How he had several people who, reached out to him and they like, oh, I got this degree, but I can't get a job in this field, or I can't do this, or they get a degree and they find out, and like after they got their degree and then graduated, they find out like, I don't even want to do this.
Right.
I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, and I think that's one of the generational curses that is being broken. Is a lot of people are becoming their own bosses, which is very good, but everybody can't be a boss, and that's understood too. But so if that's something that that don't align with you, then try to break another generational curse.
Yeah, it's a lot, y'all, and like she said, it's heavy on us. And the reason it's so heavy is because of our mindsets have also changed from our parents and their parents and parents. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know our mindsets have changed. Now, some of us all have not, you know what I'm saying, are on the same page, but for the most part, we have to break those barriers, just like we was talking about in one of the previous videos, how we don't have the great grandparents, the great grandparents that teach you from scratch, everything from scratch, that teach you them home remedies. Like, we don't have those like no more. So it's like times has changed from that versus the grandparents we have now. Y'all, we ain't even gonna talk about them because y'all know how these grandparents is nowadays. So most of them ain't the same as how they was. No. So it's like we gotta break the barriers and all these things that's gonna have our kids is gonna go through and their kids is gonna go through if we don't, start to think for ourselves as a collective,
Yeah,
real.
I was just sitting back thinking, like, you know, like, you think that your kids aren't paying you attention, but they are paying you a lot of attention. Because I had to sit back and think, like, I used to pay the adults attention all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even when we wasn't supposed to be in the area that they was in, you was trying to figure out what they was doing. So you was going in there to ask your mama a question or ask somebody something, but you're really trying to see what's going on.
Nosy.
You know? Yeah, being super nosy. So that's
being nosy,
man. Nosy. And that's just something that I was just thinking about, and I just was like, you know, like, to me, I think I have a whole bunch of curses that I want to break, because I don't want my kids to live the life that I lived. And I'm not saying I had a bad life at all, but I just want theirs to be better than mine was.
Yep. And not being involved and engaged in some of the things we have partaken in our youth, you know what I'm saying, and steer them in a different direction. And you know, our kids they're gonna rebel in some way always, but it's always up to you to steer them right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about controlling them to a point where we want to strip their personality and characteristics from themselves and their individuality. We don't want to do that. We want them to be able to think and express themselves at all times, but we also have to make sure that we are on them when it comes to the things that's very important, that's vital, you know.
I remember as a kid, my mom said I was always getting smart. Then she said I had a smart mouth, but I didn't feel like I had a smart mouth.
I said I had a smart mouth too.
She did. Me and you had a smart mouth, she said.
Smart.
Right, we had a mouth. But she would, like, say something, and I would say something back, like, well, why why such and such and like, well, girl, you always getting smart. Like, and that's one thing I do not do with my kids, because I genuinely felt like I wasn't getting smart.
Right.
All the time, y'all, all the way up until, even now she would say, like, girl, you always, see, that's what I'm saying, you always getting smart. I'm just like, and Steph used to be like, you ain't get smart, babe, you ain't get smart. And I just be like, I didn't even say nothing.
Right.
But, and like, so that's something that I let my kids express how they feel. You know, that's very important to know that they have a voice. Because if you know you have a voice, then you will use it. You know, instead of biting your tongue and you want to say something, but you don't want to say it because you've been told you need to be quiet. You know, and there's ways you can say it, and there's ways that you should not say it. So that's another little.
Yeah, it's a lot, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know. I mean.
Yeah, y'all do. I'm sure y'all do. I'm sure y'all got grandbabies out there that y'all just like, and y'all seeing it, like, y'all changing things up with your grandbabies because you know you didn't get to change it up with your kids. It might have been too late or something. But
and probably these parents nowadays too don't even want the grandparents to say nothing to the kid.
They show
don't even want the grandparents to whoop the kids. So the grandparents like, look at that.
Right. I can't do nothing.
I'm just gone there. Y'all want me to be involved. But no, for real though, y'all, them kids get out of line way more. Like, I seen a lady the other day. I know her, you know, her son and stuff. I've been knowing her son for a while. He my age. So she run a daycare. She been running a daycare for years, 10 plus, y'all, right? And I heard her the other day, she was just like, man, I'm just so
over him.
Over these daycares. Over running this daycare. She's like, man, these kids is not the same. She's like, these kids is not the same now. She's like,
they not.
She is like, they just not the same. They not. She's like, they not. They way more disrespectful. They just, like, it's so much entitlement and stuff. And yeah, she's like, man.
Like when Gary Vee was talking about the college degrees and stuff, you can see it now. You can see it now. Yeah. These kids ain't going to no college.
Check the statistics, because, they're not, even the unemployment rate for the age limit, for the age gap, check the age gap for the unemployment rate as well. They're not.
That's why, and I think too, though, like, you know, since this is the type of kids that we have, you know, like, it's still gonna be kids that want to go to college and and that stuff too, want to be doctors and stuff like that, because we need workers. Us bosses need workers, so we don't need everybody not to go. But dang, what was I saying? Oh, well, I feel like if you see in an early age that your kid is not interested in school, try to get them something where they can work with their hands, because our hands and stuff is always going to be able to make us some money. So that's something that, instead of just and not the phone, not just sitting there on the phone texting and playing Robux and blocks or whatever, all that stuff, like literally doing something else, like teach them how to work on cars, teach them how to braid hair, do hair, like teach them how to be an electrician or something like that. But
yeah, them skill sets, y'all.
Yeah, where you can, they say it's a trade, a trade.
Yeah.
A trade.
Yeah, trade.
Yeah,
it's a skill set. Yeah, get those, because that's important. Because like you said, I mean, like going to a 2-year Hawkeye Community College or a 4-year community college, you can still get those traits and still be able to learn how to do something, like you said, with your hands or even with your mind. That way you can be able to learn how to do something and get a skill set that could eventually also be able to make you some income, So you don't have to, if you don't want to work or don't have to work.
Or you can't find a job in that field, because that happens a lot. It happens so much, and then now you just stuck with all this money that you got to pay back. See, and that's the reason why I say that college is a waste of time and a waste of money, because...
And then they rushing them.
Right.
It's like they 18, they just got out, they still immature, y'all. They still...
Very immature.
Have not developed a lot of them have not matured to that age yet, and they're still indecisive. They're not sure what they want to do yet still.
Right, because you just realize when you about almost 30 that what you really want to do. And here y'all is trying to send these kids to college at 18, and only for them to... And I personally feel like, how can you get financial freedom when you owe the school all of this money? So you want to work, when you do get a job in your field, you want to work, but you got to spend, you got to pay that money back. So how did you
put yourself in debt first?
Yeah, put yourself in debt
first, the debt,
and then we're gonna give you the job for you to pay us like that. It doesn't make sense,
man. And so much stuff you could learn and develop skills right now, y'all. Like, it's so many skills out there you can develop, and get a job, a top job, paying job.
Yeah.
Not no minimum wage, not even, triple the minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Type jobs, because it's out there. So, excuse me.
Even in like marketing, for instance, they don't even, when you go to school for marketing, they don't teach you none of the stuff that you really need. Like that you really need to know.
That needs to be, the education, a lot of the education system needs to be upgraded.
It definitely does.
It needs
if
to
you
be
do want to go to college,
all that.
I would say strive to get a scholarship.
Yeah. But like we said, if it's something that you have to get, like a doctor, that you going for that, lawyer, the stuff that's required for school,
right?
Do it, put your all in it, and get that. And at the same time as you going through that, develop some traits and skills, so that way you can start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Taking care of everything, like she said, like we got scholarships that's covering everything. That's
right. That's what I'm saying. Doing that, and do that extra study, and if you got to do that extra studying in like if you know that you want to go to college to be a lawyer, while you in high school, you need to be going to the bookstore, buying you some books, studying it now. Like, don't wait until you get in college to start what you really want to do, because how long is law school?
Man, I don't know. It's long.
Yeah, so depending on how far you trying to go, but so why not be ahead?
Yeah.
Because you're already behind in the financial department, so you might as well. I don't know. That's just how I see things. But y'all should definitely try to break some generational curses, especially when it comes to how you raising your kids, what you allowing your kids to see, do, and
And the music.
Financial, in the music.
You know what I'm saying? The music too.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the music is low vibration, trash.
Very low. Very
That's
low.
just, yeah.
I be listening to song, I just be like, I don't even want to play this around my kids. Like, like, did she just say?
Right.
Mm-mm.
So,
And it's harder nowadays because they have TikTok. They got all these like apps and stuff that they be on. And
you gotta control all though. It's so much. Discord, TikTok, Snapchat. That's teaching kids secrecy. You know what I'm saying? Teaching them it's okay to do this stuff, sneaker like.
Yeah. And it's not. It's all about exposure. That's what it's all about, even from the parents.
What's y'all electronic time in your house? Because I got one in mine, y'all, where we cut off. Electronics are cut off at my house. There's no more electronics you have to put away. You use for school when you come home. Without phones, electronics, tablets, computers,
and
all
kids
everything.
They think they so brighter than their parents these days. It's so funny because they act like we ain't never been kids. But like you'll take their phone or something and they'll go like get on their laptop like.
Right.
No, that too.
Yeah, all electronics.
That too, all of them.
Cut that TV off, all that. Go find something to do. Stimulate your mind, your brain a different way.
I seen a quote that said, "Reading should have been something that was like a gift for kids instead of it being like a chore." And that's so true because a lot of people don't read. Like a lot of people do not read, will not pick up a book to save their life to read. And it's sad because a lot of things you want to know is inside of a book.
Yes, a lot of it.
Anything you want to know is literally in a book.
Yep. Slaves couldn't read back in the day, y'all, at all. So, you know, I done met some men still to this day that can't read.
They can't read?
Yes. So, I mean, I just met one not too long ago, probably like a month ago. Dude, I can't read. Can you help me find something? I can't read.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Like, that type of stuff make me want to give people a hug.
It's like, yeah, I help.
I know a hug ain't gonna do nothing, but like, I feel so sorry for you because he wasn't never taught to read.
It's in the book too.
I seen this little article that said this man in China dropped out of school in 3rd grade, y'all, because he wanted to sue the city for polluting. No, he wanted to sue this company that was polluting the air or the water, polluting his village. He dropped out in 3rd grade. He started going to the bookstore, and he was sitting in the book. He didn't have no money to buy the book, so he would sit in the store all day and read the books. Well, then eventually they started saying something to him, like, so then I think his family had like a corn field or whatever, so he started bringing them bags of corn in order to stay in the bookstore and read all the books he wanted to read. By the time 2012 came, he was a lot older, a way lot older, but guess what? He sued that company and won and got a whole bunch of money. A whole bunch of money. And all he did was went to the bookstore and study law. He studied law, studied it. Dropped out in 3rd grade and won his lawsuit. He ain't polluting his village no more.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. It is. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's that time, y'all.
It is.
Get on up out of here. So y'all know what to do.
Like this video.
Make sure y'all like this video.
Please
hit the thumbs up
like
for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that thumbs up.
Hit it.
Subscribe if you ain't already. Come show some
comment
love.
down below.
And comment, talk to us. Talk to us. We talk back. And yeah, have a good one, y'all. We appreciate the love.
Love light.
Love light.